conversation with me in your head, because I didn't.
No, I did. I told
hear
you.
any of this. This is all like completely new stuff. So weirdo. I feel like you need to move over more because the thing's right in your face. $10 seconds.
This is Cubs Radio. Cubs Radio.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Thanks for joining us this morning. GovsRadio.com is the website. You can see our show there live right now. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Autobody. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Autobody has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Autobody handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance. Autobody, and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag.
What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy Murder Mystery Show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knockem Dead Comedy for your event today. What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy?
Okay, we'll just do that for now.
Andy Bonaducci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Hi, everybody. Bear with me a second. I'm screwing up stuff. Whoops, that's not it. There we go. Okay, there we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast. It's Monday. It's a new month. This year's flying, of course, like we were just talking about that, how fast time flies. We have kids that are so old that we're ancient. It freaking hurts that, like, sometimes I drive here and, like, my arms hurt from holding the steering wheel. That's how old I am.
I have to go to Traction because I just sat in traffic for an hour and 20 minutes.
Did it take an hour and 20 to get in?
Hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, my goodness. That's insane.
You know, Long Island has to develop
Yes.
Yes.
They have to move people around.
They have to move people around without cars. Oh, my God.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast. We're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club, where this week you will see Nick DiPaolo is coming here this week. That's at Governor's, the main club here in Levittown. And don't forget John Ziegler on May 21st, recording a comedy special here. The Giggle Room this weekend, Terry McNeely and Chris Cassandro. On Friday, Charlie Paquette and Friends on Saturday. Don't forget Joe Pontillo and Brian McGinnis on May 21st. The Brokerage this weekend on Saturday, the Uncle Louie Variety Show. Our good friends at the Uncle Louie Variety Show. They will not disappoint. You will love that show, so get your tickets. Or on Friday, you just mentioned it, Joey Cola playing McGuire's on Friday.
My man, Joey Cola.
I just screwed that up. Joey Cola playing McGuire's on Saturday. Saturday. On Friday, you have the Uptown Comedy Show. The Uptown Comedy Show. That's Friday, Joey Cola Saturday. That's at McGuire's. What a lineup they have at Governor's this weekend. Go to govs.com and check out the full schedule and make some reservations to see some great comedy shows, baby. That's some good stuff. Please like and share our show. You see it right above my head there. Please like and share the show. We are on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast on YouTube. That is where we're interacting with you guys. So please comment and say hi to us. And hit that thumbs up and copy and share the link to all your social media pages. And tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, including this one, and including some great shows, which I'll get to in a minute. We have great shows here. And, of course, if you'd like to do your own podcast, maybe you want to do your own show, whether it's on Govs or you want to do your own thing on your own network. But we got you covered either way. We got this great studio here with microphones and cameras and lights and monitors and Zoom and phones and graphics and people and chairs and water. We got you covered here, Govs Comedy Club Podcast. Whether you need to do just some kind of video recording or an audio thing, we can hook you up with that as well. Get in touch with us on our Facebook page, which is also called Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. All right. So, first off, Mike Kaplan is here. Hello, Michael.
Hi. How are you?
How many times, I'm not going to beat this joke, although it's probably too late. How many times have you laughed since we've seen you last year?
Maybe 1.5 times.
1.5. Good answer. All right, so we're going to hang out with Mike in a second, but I mentioned shows here, all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. I hope you guys checked out this morning, Coffee with the Dog. That's a show that's been running for a few years, but made its Gov's Comedy Club Podcast debut this morning. Matt Napo, if you guys recall, he was on the show with me and Andy a few weeks back. I did his show first, Coffee with the Dog. I did not know Matt. I never heard of him, had no idea who he was. He reached out to me and asked me to be on his show. I said, sure, why not? Had no idea, but I said yes anyway. So I said, when is your show on? He said, from 9 to 11. I said, perfect. I'll do your show. I said, then you come do my show immediately after, because we were Zooming and stuff, so we just had to change things around, and we made it work. Had a good time. He had a fun show. It's kind of like this. He just talks about current events. He's got this doll that her name is Kiara. She does some segments with him. She's fantastic. So I had a good time. Did the show with him for like an hour. He switched over, did the show with me and Andy, and all of a sudden he starts talking about how his father was in the mob. And he was 5 years old when he saw his first hit. I was like, what the fuck? That's where this conversation was on our show for an hour. Like, he's telling us all this stuff. Like, holy moly. This guy's been all over the country, living all over the country. He's been with women. Like, so, yeah, he's nuts. So then he goes on our show. He debuts on our network this morning. Brings his show here because he has a lot of comedians. He has some cool people on as guests. So we figured it would be a good fit. So I watched the show this morning. He's talking about how he used to like be a violent man and his first wife divorced him because he used to punch refrigerators. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. Then Kiara's talking about how, she doesn't want to be like her mother with her kids. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? So
is this a confessional booth?
It felt like it.
Okay.
But then he started talking about how he's now on Gov's Comedy Club podcast. So he decides to go on the website and look at all the different shows that are on. And of course, it's been maybe 2 or 3 weeks since I updated the damn site, so he's looking at shows that aren't here anymore. But then apparently the man can't read because he was screwing up names. We have a show here on Tuesdays called Hershey and the Keegs. It's Mark David Hirschman and Mike Keegan. Apparently he thought it was two guys named Mike. So he's like, why do they have a show with two guys named Mike? It's like, and I'm yelling at the TV. It's like, it's not two guys named Mike. All right, DJ is calling. We have not talked to DJ in a few weeks, so I'll answer the phone and we'll see how this goes. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
There he is, DJ D-Love on the phone. How are you, pal?
Good. How you doing, bud?
Doing all right. We have Mike in the studio with us today.
Hello,
Hey.
Mike. How you doing, bud?
Hey, what do you say there, young fella?
Nothing much, man. How you been?
Doing all right. So what do you got for us, DJ?
Well, a couple of things, Tony. I'm glad you got the phone open finally for once.
Yes. Yes.
And I got some good news, actually, for all you Knockem dead people out there right now.
All right, tell us some good news. Start off our Monday with some good news.
I have some good news, actually. I got a job right now, Tony.
You got a job?
Yep.
Does it involve pole dancing?
No. No.
What job did you get?
7-Eleven.
You're going to work at 7-Eleven.
Yep.
Wow. What are you going to do there? You going to sweep the floor?
Nope. Actually, I'm opposite sweeping on my floor, and also I'm doing the cashier part.
I'm sorry, what was the second part?
I said I'm sweeping and mopping, and
Yeah.
also the cashier.
Oh, cashier. Wow, that's fantastic. When do you start?
I was supposed to start this weekend, but I need a job coach first.
Oh, all right. So who gets a job coach for you?
Look at the house does.
All right, so they're going to hook you up?
Yes.
So you haven't gotten a job coach yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, but as soon as you get one, then 7-Eleven's going to have you come in.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that is fantastic news. And you know what that means? We're going to give you a round of applause. Here we go.
There you go.
And the 7-Eleven working at, Tony,
What's that?
The 7-Eleven I'll be working at is Brookhaven.
The Brookhaven 7-Eleven. Wow, how far is that from you?
It's about like, let's say, about like 10, like 9, like a minute.
A minute? Is that what you said?
Like a minute, yeah, because it ain't that far.
Oh, it's not that far. Oh, all right. I thought,
No,
all right,
it
good.
ain't that far. It's like the last one before you get to the Bellport.
All right. So, before you get to Bellport. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, because I was going to say this about...
The last one on Montauk Highway.
Montauk Highway.
Oh.
Right. All right.
He said Brookhaven 7-Eleven, and there's about 400 million of them in Brookhaven.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Exaggerating a little bit. But
tiny bit. But it's at least he's not in Bellport, because Bellport, parts of Bellport scare me. Yeah.
They're very scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brookhaven, not so much.
It wouldn't be scary if you had that other guy on that was in the mob, though.
Well, that's true, Matt Napo. Yeah, Matt Napo could Could protect. All right. So if I walk in there, DJ, if I walk into the Brookhaven 7-Eleven and buy a Hershey bar, will you ring me up?
Of course I would.
Are you going to charge me extra?
No.
No? All right. Now, and then if I eat the Hershey bar and drop the wrapper on the floor, you'll have to clean it up?
Yep. I have to say, go back over here and clean that up, Mr. Tony Walker.
Oh, that's kind of scary. No, I thought that was your job. That's what I would say. I would turn around and say, "Hey, man, that's your job. You pick it up."
That's a great question.
No, they don't think that's your job to pick up. Don't leave them stuff on my floor.
You said you were going to sweep and mop.
He did.
After I'm done working after.
Oh.
And then before I leave the shift.
All right. So, are you excited about this?
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Really, very nice. Well, we're really proud of you, pal. So let us know when you start there.
I'll let you know. And I got a couple things I got to say to you, Tony.
Okay.
How was your birthday, actually?
Oh, my birthday was very well, thanks. I'll get to that in a few minutes. I have some pictures and stuff. Yeah, it was very good. Thank you.
And actually, I got a song for you because I know you weren't there, so I got a song for you. 2 songs, actually. One
Two
song is for your
songs?
birthday. One for your birthday, and another one is for the Knockem Dead people.
All right, sounds good. Go ahead.
The first one could be for your birthday, Tony.
Okay.
Actually, no, I would say that one for last.
All right.
So the first one could be a little rap song. Here you go. You go, man, DJ Love. I got a job right now. I don't know what you guys do. I'm going to tell you. If I come and see me when I get through, man, let me tell you, DJ Love's on the mic. Let me tell you, if I get the job, come on through and knock them dead because I was working at 7-Eleven. Man, when I work, I get all free stuff. Let me tell you, DJ Love is about to work. I don't give a fuck about you guys. Let me tell you,
goodness.
I like you guys, but guess what? I miss all you guys. I'm not them dead. Let me tell you, I don't care what nobody says. Why? My name is just a real DJ Love in the place to be. Nobody can beat me. Nobody can rock me. Let me tell you right now, all you not them dead people, man, you got nothing but suckers. Let me tell you that right now. Man, I'm just DJ Love in the place to be. Work on 7-Eleven, come on down and say hello. But right now, I'm not working right there. So when I do work, I'll let you guys know. But all right now, come on and say hello. That's my name, DJ Love's in the building. There you go.
Nice job. All right, so let me just tell you, you talk like that at 7-Eleven, they'll throw your ass out of there, man. You can't curse and call people names like that. You have to be very nice.
No, that was my little last song for you guys, Tony, actually.
So, yeah, you have to walk up to people and say, hello, how are you today? May I help you?
Yes.
That's right.
No, I'm like, hello, welcome to 7-Eleven. Can I help you, please?
Perfect. That's what you got to do.
So, the other song for you, Tony.
Yes.
This one's for you, actually. Here it goes.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tony Walker. Happy birthday to you. I got another song for you, too. Your name's not Tony Walker. Your name is Dominic in the show. But guess what? I saw you did the Knockem Dead show. It was good last month. I saw you kill somebody. But guess what? Who cares about that? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Tony.
Thank you, pal. That was a beautiful birthday song. Thank you.
I thought that was Marilyn Monroe singing.
Almost. Sounded pretty dead. Yeah, that was great. Thank you there, DJ D Love. Thank you very much.
Sounded pretty
Anytime,
dead.
Tony, you know how we roll. This is how I roll, Tony.
That's right. I know it. All right. So good to hear from you.
Matter of fact, I got a question for you, Tony.
Okay.
I'd like to be in a show with you one day. What do you think about that?
You want to be in what show? Oh, in one of my murder mysteries?
Yes, I'd like to be in the show one of these days.
Well, one thing at a time. You get through that 7-Eleven gig first.
Well, maybe do you have a role for a convenience store?
Let me know I want to be in the show because that would be great for me.
Maybe he could be the dead body.
He could be the dead body.
All right, maybe. All right, we'll figure something out. All right, well, yeah, get the 7-Eleven job started because that's way more important, and then we'll see what happens. So, all right, so
let me know. Right? But let me know what's going on first. Too.
All right, keep me updated on when you start 7-Eleven.
Yeah, let me know about the murder mystery or whatever.
Okay.
One more thing before you did. One more thing before you. Happy birthday, you suckers!
Suckers! There you go, DJ D Love checking in. Very nice. Wow, we start our week off with a call from DJ D Love. Very nice.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it's a lot when he calls. It's a lot, and it's hard to match up that.
He has a lot to say.
He has a lot to say. And I watch our viewer numbers go down every time he calls. So, how are you, pal?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing all right.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, pal. Oh, all right. So I'll do that. So yeah, we had. So it's a busy weekend in our household. It was my birthday on Thursday, Sally's birthday on Saturday, and then yesterday is her youngest, Kevin's. He turned 18. So busy weekend. I think we talked about it quickly on the show the other day, and I'm sure Sallie will want to talk about it again tomorrow when she's back. But I'll show it quickly. She took me horseback riding for my birthday on Wednesday. So she wasn't telling me where we were going. She just said, I have a surprise for you.
Yeah.
She said, make no plans for Wednesday. And I'm thinking, oh, we're going to go to a strip club or
oh, yeah, sure.
Get a, happy ending massage or something.
Yeah.
So I was all, excited. I'm thinking, this is going to be a good day. We get in the car, we go driving, and I from where she's going, I'm like, where the hell are we going? Because I know Long Island very well, especially Nassau County. I know I could almost get through Nassau County with my eyes closed. So she's driving through. I'm like, where in the world are we going? And she gets into an area, for those of you who are not in the area, this town called Bethpage. Nice town. In fact, it's where Bosey lives. For those of you, Jeff Bosey, he lives in Bethpage. But there's an area that's very, a lot of industry, a lot of back roads, a lot of fields. There's a shooting gallery. There's a campground. So we're driving back this way. I'm like, what the? She passes a barn, and I see some horses. But here's the idiot that I am. I turn to her. I go, we're not going horseback riding, are we? Just like that.
Oh, God.
But she just looks at me and smiles. So now I'm like, so now I got to be, oh!
Oh, yeah.
Now, I have never, in my life, I've never been on a horse.
I know that about you.
Really? How'd you know that? We've talked about this?
Many years ago.
Oh, have you been You've been on a horse?
I have.
You have. You've been on camels because you were stationed in Afghanistan, and
I wasn't stationed there. I was deployed there. I don't
Station. That's not the same thing.
No, it's.
I didn't mean any disrespect. I thought it was the same thing.
No, it's.
What's the difference?
Much different. Deployed means you're being sent in a combat zone. Being stationed there, I was stationed in Germany. That is a non-combat related duty station.
Oh wow! I didn't know.
No, when I saw those pictures of the horse, I had remember you had mentioned years ago. I don't know, it popped in my head. He's never been on a nice horsey.
Yep. So there we are. That's the horse Sallie was going to ride. His name was actually Tony, and of course the little kids that we are, they kept saying, "Sallie, you're going to ride Tony this morning." So of course I just kind of mumbled under my breath, "I'm sure he did."
Sure he did.
But she ended up not riding Tony. The instructor rode Tony.
Oh, what was his name? Sorry.
So, so we went. It was, I'm glad I did it. I now I can say I've done it. Don't care if I ever did it again.
Well, the issue is, did you have a good horse? Was he friendly?
I was on a horse named Bud.
Bud?
Bud. Bud or Butch? No, it was Bud. Tony was not friendly.
He wasn't.
Tony loved Sallie.
He looks like he was kissing her head.
Like, in fact, I'll go back. Look, Tony's turning his head from me as I tried to pet him.
Oh, yeah, he's giving you the ass.
And then even here, he's trying to kiss Sallie. He wanted no part of me. He loved Sallie, but wanted no part of me.
That's a great picture.
Not really. But, he wanted no part of me. And I was thinking, wow, this is great. So the first horse we see loves Sallie, wants no part of me. It's like, so then a part of me felt like, I'm going to die today. This horse is going to kick me off. So, and then they said to me, they're trying to figure out who's going to ride what horse. They said, how tall are you? I said, I'm 5'10". So all of a sudden out of around the block, all of a sudden they come walking with Bud. And they even said, well, Bud is he's a bigger, slower horse, so it'll suit you. And I'm like, was I just insulted? Like, I have no idea what just happened.
I think you were.
But I didn't care. Bud he moved very slow, and this is how much again, because we're getting older and we're getting slower and weaker. Bud so we start going on the trail. Well, first, all right, so I get on Bud, and then that's when I figured I should tell this lady that I have one leg.
Yeah.
Because then she had me get off the horse. So I get on, I tell her I have one leg. She goes, you have a prosthetic? I go, yeah. She goes, all right. She goes, did you sign the insurance waiver? I said, no. She goes, get off. I was like, all right, this is weird. I get off the horse.
She made you get off the horse?
Yeah, made me get off. I had to go sign some insurance thing. So then when I come back, she goes, yeah, I'm a little concerned because the horse needs to feel, your full body needs to feel your legs, and sometimes you have to kind of give him that little kick.
Yeah.
And, you're only going to be able to work from the left side. She goes, I'm a little concerned. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm ready to leave at this point.
Oh, I don't blame you.
So, looks like you need this. Are you all right? Yeah, you're sweating over there.
No, it's a very sad story.
What's going on over there?
Oh, just allergies.
Oh, your eyes are tearing? Is
Yeah,
that what? Oh, I thought it was
yeah.
sweat.
No.
I got the same thing going on. So all right. So I finally get on Bud. We start to go, and yeah, I'm such a wimp. So she's like, make sure you keep, your hands down here as you work the
reins.
The reins. Thank you. So she goes, always keep them down there. I'm like, okay. She goes, if you have to pull, she goes, remember, these horses are like, 1,300 pounds. You have to you have to really, pull. So Bud was very hungry. Bud kept like going off the path to eat, like, bushes and trees and stuff. So she, whichever way you want the head to turn. So if you want his head to turn left, you got to pull it left.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling, and I'm like, and he's not budging. And I start pulling, like bringing my hand up here, and she's like, the hand's got to stay low by the lap. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, so how the fuck do I pull this damn thing? So I'm trying to pull, and then I realize my hand's up here, so I bring it back down. This went on like every 3 feet. This horse was trying to just eat everything. So she's in front of me, the instructor. She stops. She brings us close. She hooks up like a rope to Bud. And this is how good she is. Every time Bud went to like turn to go eat, she's steering her horse, and she's got the rope with one hand, and she's just like she felt him would start to move, and she would just pull back, and he would come right back onto the trail and start.
So she was controlling two horses.
Two horses, one hand each, and I couldn't handle two hands with the horse that I'm on. And I even said to her, "Oh man, I feel like a pussy." And she just kind of giggled, and she's like, "Well, it takes a lot to learn." I'm like, oh, okay. So and it pretty much stayed that way for the whole ride.
How long did you ride for?
It was about an hour.
That's a long time to be on a horse.
Yeah, by the time I was done, I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Like the last 10, 15 minutes, I was like, this has got to be over soon. Like I was like starting to really feel like if I don't get off this horse soon, I'm going to yell at somebody. Like I really
horseback riding is either you love it or you hate it.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sallie's done it a million times.
Yeah.
She was behind me, and then there was another guy behind her. And every once in a while, we would kind of, we would get ahead of them or something. At one point, because her horse, too, was pulling over to eat a lot and stuff. And at one point, she said, no, the guy behind her said, boy, that horse likes to put his head in the bush, something like that, he said. And sure enough, Sally's the one. She, and all of a sudden you hear the two of them laughing back there. But yeah, so we got through it. Yeah, like I said, it was like an hour, which was
normally a lot of horses, they like to pull off to the side to go to the bathroom.
No, they would just stop, dump, and keep going.
Wow.
Yeah. And I saw that on the trail as we're going. There's, we're coming up on various piles, which.
Well, that is a memorable birthday.
It is a memorable birthday. You're right.
I do. I have to throw this out there.
All right.
it's a well-known fact that you have one leg, correct? But you have a robotic one leg, right?
Sure.
So what would have been unbelievably hysterical when the lady said, "Oh, I didn't know you had one leg. I'm going to go get a specific horse for you." And if she brought out a horse with a prosthetic leg, that would have been. Is this on? Hello.
Well, Sallie would have fallen in love with the horse.
Yeah.
I've told you all this, right?
Yes.
Her ex,
Yes.
was also one-legged, and Sallie has a one-eyed dog, and Sallie's older son has a best friend who's missing a hand. So, like, Sallie and her fetishes are contagious in our household.
Wow.
Yeah. So she would have fallen in love with this horse,
Yeah.
a three-legged horse. So
you would have been sleeping in here, I think.
probably.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason, Annie Plajanos, that she's not like chasing you down because you have all four limbs. Because she loves Annie Plajanos. But Carol Miner is watching. Hello, Carol. Carol, where are you? Are you back home? Carol is in Texas. She's a Hicksville alumni, but she's now in Texas.
Ooh, what part of Texas?
She lives in Flower Mound, Texas.
Flower Mound?
Yeah, I have no idea where that is,
Oh,
but
you-
that is the
you-
name of that hick town down there. Yeehaw!
Flower Mound. You could have a lot of fun with that name of that town.
Take somebody's flower.
Mound of flowers.
So, so Carol, are you back home now? I hope you had a good trip. Oh, they're leaving today, she said. All right, safe trip home. You and your husband, Mike, not you. Her husband is the nicest guy in the world.
What was I say?
That guy's named Mike are nice guys. So, so that was the first. That was the first celebration for birthdays. So then I got some. Oh, the nice part about the birthdays, we have various birthday celebrations. Mine, Sally's, Kevin's, and then we have all three. And now tonight we're going out with some friends for our birthdays. I've been given the green light to eat burgers and steaks for all these celebrations. So that is a good birthday gift right there. Because, as you guys know, I've been on pretty much a vegan diet since beginning of February.
Wow.
I freaking hate it. I've lost a lot of weight. You've lost a lot of weight. You said before we went on the air that you lost 35 pounds.
35 pounds since last August, yes.
Since last August. All right, well, I'm noticing it now more than ever. And are you just eating better? Is it from getting a divorce? What is it?
That's a big part of it, yeah. Yeah. That's a big part of it. But no, I just, I could thank my brother because we're the same exact height, 2.5 years apart, and he's 145 pounds.
No kidding.
So I'm looking at him one day, we're eating lunch, and I'm like, wow, I'm a fat pig. So I just followed what he does. He eats small.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't really change much. I just eat smaller.
The same things, just smaller portions.
That's correct.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So instead of getting a large French fry, I would get a medium and not eat all of them.
Oh, See, you're speaking my language there.
I know.
I can't do that.
We get along great because we're very similar eaters. With food, that is. Food.
Right. Andy Plajanos. Oh, so Sallie is letting you use your balls for your birthday. Very nice. Yes, that is very true.
Can we talk about that T-shirt?
Yes, I was going to bring that up next.
Because that's a classic T-shirt.
I'll just read this comment quick from Johnny Lambros. I work security at the Hampton Classic and came close to getting trampled by a horse while on break. If you want, I can call in and share the story. Yeah, John, you want to call in? Sure, you can call in. In the meantime, yes. So yeah, I'm on this vegan diet. And Kevin, whose birthday was this weekend as well, he got me a birthday gift. There it is. Vegan from my head to my toes. Get it? Head to my toes. Yeah. So Sallie took that picture while I was getting some water. And I hate the whole vegan thing, and I hate the shirt. But it's a comfortable shirt.
Do I have time for a question?
Of course.
What made you do that in the first place?
Go vegan?
Yeah.
Well,
is it just because Sally's the animal activist type thing?
Sallie went vegan years ago, and it's become an animal thing. It wasn't originally. It was just I want to eat better type feel. Now it's become both. Because she's an animal lover, and she's a huge believer in eating right, and she feels she's done some research where research that supports the idea that a plant-based diet is all anyone needs.
Yeah.
Not only is it what we need, but it's if people have an ailment of some sort, a plant-based diet can heal that.
Mm-hmm.
So we've talked about it on the show before, but yeah, Sallie showed me this movie called What the Health. Get it? What the health? Get it? And I'll get back to that in a second. First, we'll get this call. Let's see. Whoops. You're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, Tony. It's Johnny Lambrose. How are you?
Johnny Lambrose. How are you, buddy?
Doing good. How's your morning going?
So far, so good. So far, so good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. I'm calling in regards to the horse story.
You almost got trampled by a horse.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. I work security outside of comedy. That's how I make a living. And I was with a company in 2018. I'm not going to say the name because they weren't really the most professional, but they would. The way they would conduct their business is they would have multiple accounts, and the guards would never stay at one spot. They would assign them to different areas where need be. And I worked at this very fancy area in the Hamptons, where they would have the Hampton Classic,
right?
The rich people horse races, and I think Trump attended a few of them before he ran for office, and like one of those high-end deals.
Right.
I was there on the day that they were taking everything down, where they were taking down the stages and, loading the horses back up in the trucks, the whole nine.
So basically you're saying they didn't trust to have you there when people were there. Sorry, I had to do it. Sorry.
So. I assume so. So I had a 30-minute break, and I was allowed to, walk around, and leave my post for a bit. So
right.
I went over to the stable area where they had some horses left, and I noticed this one horse, very large black stallion, it was very muscular and, very exotic looking.
Calm down.
I see the trainer, and I go to ask the trainer, hey, would it be okay if I, pet the horse? And come to find out the trainer didn't speak English at all. So I'm like, okay, never mind. I'll just look at it. So I'm standing a good 10 feet from it, and, I make eye contact with the horse, and then it turns right around, and now its ass is facing me. I'm like, let me go around to the other side in case it spray shits or something like that, So I go to the other side where the gate to this horse's stable was, and just at that point, another trainer comes around. They had like a bucket of food and another bucket of water. I guess they were going to, feed the horse while I was waiting to be loaded away.
Right.
Right as this guy opens the gate, you ever see those pictures where the horses kick their front legs up in the air and do that pose?
Of course.
It did that right in front of me.
Wow.
And I literally thought I was seconds away from getting trampled on because that's the position it was in. Turns out it was just standing up on its hind legs out of excitement for the food. But it was like that near-death experience you hear about.
Wow.
I just stood there frightened, like, Jesus, please don't come down and, crush me, Because the horse was massive.
But you're a big guy. I bet you put up a good fight.
Not with a wild animal.
Well, I've heard some refer to you as the same. Hey, what do you?
I don't know whether I should be humbled by that.
Right. Hey, what do you got? Any? You want to push any comedy appearances while we got you?
I got nothing coming up. All
right, excellent.
But thank you for the offer.
I'm here for you, pal.
Great plug.
Well, thanks for the story there, Johnny Lambrose.
No problem.
Thanks,
Have a good
Johnny.
day.
You too, buddy. Johnny Lambrose checking in. Yeah, you remember the first house that I owned in Hicksville? You've been there many times.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So about 3 or 4 houses down was a little horse stable. They had maybe 2 horses there. It wasn't very big, but it was a horse stable. And a buddy of mine, I'll never forget this, walked over there to pet the horses one day. And that was like a common thing. In fact, I think it's closed now, but this horse stable was there for years growing up in Hicksville, and it was known. You could go over there and pet them and stuff and maybe feed them carrots or whatever. A buddy of mine, Artie is his name, he went over there. I swear to God this is true. He's just petting the mane? Is that? No, the mane is the hair.
Is the back of the...
Whatever the front of the face is called. Yeah. He's just petting. I swear to God, the horse just puts its head down, takes a step forward, and you're not thinking anything of it. Boom! Brings his head up, smacks Artie right in the face. Gets him right here in the jaw. Bam! And Artie's head clocks back. His gums start bleeding.
It didn't knock him out?
Didn't knock him out.
Wow.
And he didn't even knock him over. He just, his head went back. He kind of just did one of these. His gums were bleeding. I will never forget this. And, he was mad. And we had to bring him back to my house and kind of.
Was your house on Marie Street?
West Marie Street in Hicksville.
Oh, wow. That's some memory on my part.
That's a little scary right there.
That's a little scary, yeah.
Another day I was over there with some coworkers because the phone company had a building right across literally right across the street. And this was right after lunch. So there were three of us. One of the guys that were there with us had a liquid lunch that day.
Yeah.
We go over there, and the guy that was drinking, the horse sneezed on him. And I'm telling you, it's right out of a bad movie. Like, you actually see green gook, like, hanging from his face. He turned around, pow! He punched the horse.
He punched the horse in the face?
Yeah. And I don't know how he didn't break his hand. But the horse, barely, the horse just does a little. And then the horse didn't care, Oh, man. I laughed for hours. I mean, you see it hanging from his face. It was one of the best things. It was so funny. Johnny Rusiello. Hi, Tony. John from Florida here. Why does Mike look so good? Is he wearing makeup? We were actually laughing because...
I look pretty miserable there.
We have a monitor here that usually picks up our YouTube feed so we can see it ourselves. But this monitor hardly ever works. But right now it's just frozen, and I have just a serious look on my face, and Mike, his eyes are like half closed, and he looks like he's going to murder somebody.
It looks like I'm about to be escorted to the electric chair.
So
reminds me of a good joke.
Oh, let's hear it.
And I know my friend John will really appreciate that. Okay. My uncle's dying wish was to have his nephew, me, sit on his lap right before he died.
Okay.
He was in the electric chair.
Is that a Rodney joke?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I figured it was something Rodney would say.
Yeah, sure.
No, that's good, though. I like
That's just like Halloween. Being in traffic this morning reminded me of something that my mother used to do.
Yeah.
On Halloween. Heavy traffic. She would during rush hour, we would go on the LIE in my costume at Halloween. She goes, okay, get out, start trick-or-treating.
I've never heard that one. That was good. Is that a Rodney joke, too?
No, that's a Michael Kaplan joke.
You made that up?
I made that up.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, not bad, huh?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Wow. You have any other jokes that you've made up? That's the only one? Many?
Really? But isn't this a PG program?
No.
Oh, this is not a PG program?
No.
Oh.
I never knew that you wrote or made up your own jokes.
Many times.
Really? All right, tell me another one. Will it be as good as that one? Is that your best one?
Yeah.
Should we stop there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I can't let all my jokes out now.
Well, that's true. You got to leave them wanting more. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Just like Long Island women. Don't even get me started on Long Island women. And I know Johnny Rusiello knows what I'm talking about. They're all, besides your wife, of course.
Yes.
No offense.
None taken.
They're all nuts. Can I say that even clearer?
That was pretty clear.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Let's see who's calling here on line 3. You're live on the air. Who's this? Hello.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Nicole, and I'm calling in regards to your current membership with your vacation ownership program, your timeshare.
Oh, sure. How are you today?
Oh, sure. This is lovely. You have a lovely speaking. What was your name, Nicole?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Nicole. How are you today?
Hi. I'm fine.
Oh, you have the most beautiful voice. Has anybody ever told you that?
No, sir. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. A little monotonish, but very nice.
Thank you.
Oh, a little laugh. Oh, very nice. My name is Mike, and I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, I have a Richard Hofstetter on my owner's manifest. Do I have the incorrect number for him?
Richard Hofstetter. That's my father, and he was killed by the mob last year, and they cut him up into pieces. So I really don't know how to answer that question, but I really want to get back to that lovely speaking voice. You should do radio.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. I didn't know if you fainted or you were never this complimented before, but you sound lovely, just lovely, Nicole. Lovely.
Thanks, Nicole. Wow.
That was the most entertained I've been in about a year and a half.
Wow. Well done. You.
Thank you.
You left her speechless.
I think she fainted and the headset popped off her head.
Could be. Rusiello said it sucks. I don't know if he's talking about your joke. I'm not really sure. Andy Plajanos, Johnny, you aren't supposed to kiss the horses. It doesn't matter if you are in the champagne room. Jeff Bosey, so what you're trying to say is if you rub a little aloe on your leg. Oh, if you rub a little aloe, your leg might. Never mind. Got it. I screwed that up. I read it bad. Sorry, Jeff. Yeah, that was well done. You got her.
Thank you.
You got Nicole.
I
Very
got
good.
Nicole. Yeah.
Wow.
So much, in fact.
Oh yeah. So all right. So we were talking about Long Island women sucks. Where'd that come from?
From here.
Oh.
from my mouth. And I've had many conversations with my friend John Rusiello about it.
He's a Long Island native?
He's a city native.
Oh, okay.
He's a city native.
But he spent some time on Long Island.
Yeah, we became best buddies. We were
Right.
neighbors for quite a while.
So would he agree with you?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, I could sit here and tell stories that, Long Island women. That's all. This is all they know. This is how they get to know each other. I know we're on radio, so people can't. I don't know. If
Mike
watching.
is tapping into his phone. He's
for
pretending
months,
to
months
text
and months
people.
and months. I listen. I respect women. You know me. I'm a
I
gentleman.
do. Yes.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I'm not sure if a stand-up comedian has made a bit about this yet, but the texting, people should give classes on first of all texting etiquette.
Okay.
Like I was texting this nice lady for like a month, and every time I would say something nice, all she would do is send me a smiley face.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do with that.
What do you do with that?
Well, I wouldn't know what to do with that.
Well, I wish they would make an emoji so you can send the emoji back while it's illustrating going into a garbage can. What do you think about that?
All right, well, all right, but see, all right, that's my problem with the emoji because I don't know what to make of it.
I don't know what to make of it either.
So that's why you want to throw the emoji in the garbage can because you don't know what to make of that smiley face.
I don't know what to make of it.
So what's the next move there after the smiley face? What did you do? Did you write back, "Hey, nice tits"? Like what?
No, I think I gave it a couple days and she texted me back.
Oh, so you didn't? So after you got the smiley face, you didn't do anything?
No.
All right, so maybe that's.
Why would I respond to that?
I would because I wouldn't know what. I'm one of those. I don't like games. I don't like talking to people who like. I used to have a boss at the phone company. This guy would speak in such roundabout ways, and it always end with, you know what I mean? Like, no, asshole, I don't know what you mean. Tell me what you want to say.
You know what I mean?
No.
If you have to say that means
Right.
you even know you're not making any sense.
And I'm the type, if I got the smiley face, I would then type, what does that mean? Or I would say, so are you telling me I should stop? Is this a polite way of you saying I should stop texting you now?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm the worst with that stuff. Tell me directly. I like to speak.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Texting, there has to be a class somewhere on texting etiquette. Number one. But the bigger factor is that everyone's just so obsessed with texting. What happened to human contact?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
sorry. So I'll apologize because I texted you yesterday. Would you like to do the show today?
Yeah, it would have
Sorry.
been nice to get a phone call.
I should have
once in a
called.
while.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
son of a bitch. Son of a
I
bitch.
just didn't want to talk to you. I just wanted you to do the show.
Yeah.
John came to Long Island because my wife went to Stony Brook as a bone marrow cancer nurse. Oh.
His wife is awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, his wife is awesome.
Oh, Taz. Hello, Taz. I woke up on time. What's up, Knockers? Taz, so good to see you.
Knockers? What?
The Knockem Dead Comedy Show.
Oh.
So everybody that watches
my
are
mind
knockers.
went right down somewhere else.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
We have a great bunch of knockers watching our show. We have a great family. Thank you, Taz. Glad to see you here. But you think it's a Long Island thing?
Let me tell you something. I have a theory about Long Island women.
Okay.
This is...
Say whatever you want, man.
All right. Long Island women, first of all, they talk about patriarchy and oppression, pretty Long Island women. If you're a pretty Long Island woman, this is going to come out really bad.
Oh, boy.
I know. I'm going to make
the views expressed by Mike Kaplan are not the views expressed by Governor's Comedy Club, Gov Comedy Club Podcast.
I love everybody. Can you get Nicole back on the phone, please? No, it's very tough navigating Long Island women. I'll stop there.
Why do you think it's just Long Island women, though?
It's probably the only, because I've been around the country and women, they're. Oh God, I'm gonna get creamed for this.
Then you don't have to say it if you don't want to.
Yeah,
I'm just asking why. So you're saying you've been around the country, you've seen.
Tony, I have the perfect analogy.
Okay.
Long Island women are more guarded than I've ever encountered.
Really?
Yes. Absolutely. Much more guarded. And ever since being single, and I've been single many times in my lifetime, yes. Very, very guarded. And that's why you get the little smiley face emojis. That's their way of saying, oh, thank you for the compliment, but here's the smiley emoji just to appease you.
Is it to appease, or is it just her being polite and then getting out of the conversation? Because unfortunately, she might not feel the same way.
But then I saw her 2 days later.
You saw her 2 days later?
Yes.
How much of her did you see? So,
it'll be ungentlemanly like for me to elaborate.
So, so that's the mixed. But it worked though.
The smiley face?
Yeah,
it did work.
And you had the smarts to stop there and not overdo it, or and blow this thing.
No, but I like what you said. Excuse me. Going right back and say, what does the smiley face mean?
Yeah, but having said that, I could tell you, as a guy that does that, I'm also the guy that used to blow it, because then the girl's like, now she's annoyed.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't want to annoy her. I want her to come over 2 days later so I can see her.
Right.
So you did the right thing.
I did the right thing, and sometimes being a gentleman is not the best way to be.
I'm very confused here.
I've been confused for the past 35 years.
The girl showed up at your house, so you did the right thing.
Well,
You'd be happy.
I showed up.
Oh, you went to her. You just showed up, or was this planned?
No, she invited.
Well, all right, so there you go. So it worked. You did the right thing. It worked for you. It played out in your favor. There's a happy ending here.
All right, so let me ask you this then.
Yes.
So this morning she's on a business trip.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is not a joke. I'm not parlaying it into a joke. So she's sitting at the airport, and we're texting back and forth. I said, I'm not going to see her till this weekend. I said, oh, I'm really going to miss you. Can't wait to see you this weekend.
Nice.
Guess what I got back?
A smiley face.
A smiley face.
See that's the thing. So now I'm thinking, I would think, oh shit, I went too far. With the I miss you. She's not there yet. She's just enjoying the friends with benefits relationship.
This is not a friends with benefits relationship.
She's just enjoying wherever the relationship is. And I would now the same thing. I'd be like, I'd be like, I would text her and say, I'm sorry, did I go too far here? Are you not ready now for that? I'm sorry.
Well, we've had discussions like this before.
See, now you're throwing details out that you left out before. All right, so that would upset me because all right, so we had conversations, we've been seeing each other, so what the hell is going on? So maybe she sees a smiley face differently than you. We are two guys in our 50s. We are not current. We are not hip. We are not
hip,
with
no.
it. We are not groovy. We are not
groovy.
So in today's world, a smiley face might mean, hey, you're the cat's meow, daddy-o. You know, maybe it means she really digs you.
The cat's meow. You are the bee's knees, motherfucker.
So is she our age?
She's a year older than I am.
Oh.
Yeah.
But maybe she's taken some texting etiquette classes, and she sees that what's proper phone etiquette, and she sees that sending an emoji, a smiling face emoji, is good. And as I hold up my phone to do my little demonstration just now, it's right here on my screen.
Yeah.
The Mets designate Robinson Cano for assignment. Boom! Get lost. Very nice.
Yes.
This is great news.
It's about time. You know?
It really is about time.
And you know me, I'm a Yankee fan, but I do love the Mets.
Well,
I have a soft spot for the Mets.
The Mets are the stepchild.
Story. No, they're not my red stepchild. I actually love the Mets. I loved going to Shea, and there's a reason for it. But this is supposed to be a fun family, fun comedy program.
Meaning what? It's like a sad story?
No, it's a great story.
Oh, it's just like a Hallmark moment type story?
Yeah, it's a Hallmark moment between my son and I. I just shared it with someone that I've been texting recently. No, do you remember the Dynamets run, Tony?
Yes.
So when my son was little, my aunt and uncle had the weekend pass, and the first time they had the Dynamets run, it was a Sunday, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is in the 90s. So they let the parent, because your kid was small. So we went out to the center field wall at like the 7th. So you've done it before.
My son was the last one to do it before Shea. Well, was in the last group to do it at Shea before they shut it. Before they took it down. Yep.
So I have a great question for you. So I'm walking on the outfield, the warning track with my son, and obviously it's breathtaking to walk on a baseball field.
Mm-hmm.
And with my little son, and he got to run around the bases. And who was the tall older man that was the first base coach for many years there? And I remember my son. Now, he did it a dozen times at least, and he gave him a high five, the tall guy, and it's just something that just remains inside of me. So such a beautiful
Frank Howard?
memory. Frank Howard.
Come on, really?
Yeah. No.
Frank Howard was a monster of a man.
Yeah, he was a very, very tall man.
Yeah. Then maybe it was him.
It was him. It must have been him.
Trying to think if he was
real
still
tall
coaching
man,
at
and
that
I
time.
remember my son had to jump up actually almost to high five him. And my son slid into home plate the first time, and I got a little weepy. Sorry to bring the show down to a low note.
No, it's fine.
But and that's why the Mets are very special to me.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had Robinson Cano pretty much in his prime. At the Yankees.
Prime, but yeah.
And with following Mets tradition, we get guys before or after their prime, like Robinson Cano. Yeah.
Not now, you don't though.
Well, now he's gone.
Now he's gone. But this year, I think the Mets are quite a team this year.
This might be our year. I mean, but it's only
feeling.
We just came out of the first month of the season, which is usually our best time.
I know.
So we're just happy to have Old Timers Day back.
Yeah, I know.
That's it. But, everything else is gravy. As Met fans, we're not greedy. But yeah, it does. It's looking good for us right now.
It's looking really good.
So, Andy Plajanos, I'm sensing there aren't any benefits dating him. So maybe she took a texting etiquette class that said,
where is this class being held?
In your local library.
No, I don't think so.
Chris Thomas, who is part of our family on this show, she gives classes at libraries on like iPads and phones, I believe too. Like, just teaching little tricks and things you can do that you might not know about.
Yeah.
I don't know if she does texting etiquette.
See, I think that should be brought up. That should be. I'm surprised no one has developed an app for texting people properly. Whether if you want to develop a relationship with them, a friendship, if you want to say, I hate your guts in a nice way, I don't want to talk to you anymore, there should be a texting etiquette class.
There's one. Well, the term ghosting has come
gaslighting,
has come about through this because that's what people do. They end up just not responding.
Yeah,
and that too. Like, all right, so it's been 2 days. Does that mean that person's gone, or should I try again? Like, that's the. In fact, Sallie, she caught some shit from a friend who just last week, a friend who pissed us off. But she happened to bump into this person, and sure enough, the person said something. I haven't heard from you. Would you ghost me?
Yeah.
And this person, wouldn't leave it alone. So she eventually said, you know what? This is what you did. This is why we ghosted you. Boom, boom, boom. And this person took it and said, yeah, you got me.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Which is better? Is it better to just ghost and just leave it alone, or do you have to have a face-to-face confrontation where you might not want to bawl somebody out, even though you're right?
Right.
In this case, Sallie was right, but that doesn't mean you want to go at this person and say this is what you did.
No.
You. But she was so. Which is it then? Are you going to ghost? Are you going to fight? Or is there? Maybe there should be an emoji. Maybe it should just be a face like this. So that tells you I'm not interested. Please don't write me anymore.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that? Why don't you make up that emoji now? You'll be rich.
I'm going to.
Let's just take a picture of your face. Yeah, like that one that was up there before. Jerry Lahane is watching. John, answer good, kind, gentle lighting using a mellow ring light.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, Jerry is answering John. John asked if you were wearing makeup before. So Jerry is saying, no, it's just good, kind, gentle lighting using a mellow ring light.
Oh.
It is kind, gentle lighting that our friend Jack Coffin put together for us. He's a gaffer on movie sets.
Great last name.
Yes. And he put this together for us. Good guy. There is no mellow ring light, though, Jerry. He says the ring light removes the harsh shadows. But no, we don't have a ring light. But good guess there, Jerry Lahane.
Thank you, Jerry Lahane.
Here's a good divorce story for you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Brendan's watching. Hello, Brendan. Good to see you. So we mentioned it a week or so ago when comedian Jim Florentine was with us. Phil Collins. You know who that is?
I know who he is and what most of his music is about. Yes.
John says no. That's Mike. That's Mike's normal look. The harsh shadows. No. Phil Collins. He's been married a few times.
Yeah.
After his third marriage ended in divorce, that wife got almost $50 million out of his fortune.
Oy.
Yeah, quite a bit. They had 2 kids, I believe. Yeah, at least 2 kids together. They had a house down in Florida. He left the house, and she got all sorts of money, the house, the kids. So he then, a few years later, I want to say maybe 10 years later, give or take.
Yeah.
They end up back together. They don't get married, but they're back together. He moves back into the Florida house. They're living together maybe 3-4 years. Now I forget what business she has. I want to say a makeup business, but I'm not sure if I'm right about that. But whatever it is, she tells Phil, I have to go to Vegas on business for the weekend.
Okay.
He's like, all right, honey, you'll have a great trip. That was awful.
All right, Governor.
She leaves. While in Vegas, she gets married. Contacts Phil. You, get out. I married this guy. This is our house. He's like, up yours. I'm keeping the house. This is my house. So they, of course, have this big legal battle. She then, he just finished a tour with the band Genesis. They were getting ready for their reunion tour, so he goes to England to rehearse. She hires armed bodyguards and tells them, if you come back to this house, they'll be ready. Whole big court battle, back and forth. She tells the judge he was impossible to live with because he never bathed and he didn't take care of his teeth and he drank all the time. Back and forth, ridiculous. They settle out of court. Now, meanwhile, in Genesis is one of their sons. He's the drummer. So even this kid knew, I'm going with Dad.
Yeah.
Turns out, the guy she married, she was seeing him for a while behind Phil's back. He's a male escort. And now they've been married for like 6 months. Now they're getting divorced. And I just keep telling myself, I'm telepathically like contacting Phil. Phil, please learn from your mistake.
Yes.
Please don't go back. Please don't go back. Please don't go back. Do you ever look at somebody and say to yourself, if that person died, would anybody really care?
I live my life that way, so yes.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking that with this woman.
No, yeah.
You see this woman. Now, when Phil Collins first started dating her the first time, back in the 90s.
Right.
Very pretty woman. There looks like there could be an age difference, which usually spells trouble.
Yeah.
Usually.
Absolutely.
But very pretty woman. You look at her now, she's got the Joan Rivers syndrome. Way too much makeup. And there's like, her forehead is out to here, and, the lips are, like Donald Duck. Like she looks nothing like she did, she looked back then.
Been to the Botox.
Giant
clinic.
fake tan, big butt, with Botox most likely. I mean, this woman is a mess. And, to do this to the man, so not only did she get the house again, but again, they settled out of court and the details have not been disclosed, but you got $50 million from him around in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Now you're going to go after more money? Leave the guy alone. You got $50
$50 million. How greedy can you be?
Exactly. So now she ends up with a male escort, already getting divorced again. Like, this woman obviously has no clue what life is about.
No,
no
clue.
What really matters in life.
No.
So I'm like, yeah, would anybody really care? I mean, even one of the sons went to England to get away from her. He's been drumming for Phil, I think, like for 5 years now. The kid was only like 16 or something when he started drumming for his dad. That's how bad he wanted to get out of the house. Get rid of this pig.
Can you do that again?
There you go, Brendan Burt. Sue the hoe. I like that. Sue the hoe.
Sue the hoe. I bet you a lady like that, who you just spoke about, is the queen of texting.
Maybe that's how she met the escort. She was texting him.
Yep.
Please, my husband is drunk. What are you doing
tonight? He hasn't brushed his teeth in 6 months.
He's just playing his drums, listening to the Beatles. I get very annoyed when I look at celebrities who are clueless.
Well, not only are they clueless, but she got $50 million. What more can you possibly want? That's generational money.
Well, and it was probably almost, give or take, 20 years ago that she got that money.
Yeah.
I bet you 3/4 of it is gone.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
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 It's in her ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And her lips and her
plastic
surgeon.
When I worked at the phone company, and I mentioned one guy that had a liquid lunch, we had a few watering holes that were our regular spots.
Yeah.
And there was this one woman. She was a bartender. This woman, though, should have been a model. I mean, she was beautiful. She was kind of trashy, but she was beautiful. So this was in the late 90s. Around 2000, she wasn't bartending at this place anymore. Nobody knew, all the regulars, nobody knew what became of her. Late 2002, early 2003, there were a couple of guys I worked with that they loved Howard Stern. So while they're on the job site, they would actually keep the radio on in the truck, and they can hear it as they're working. I'll never forget it. They call me. Are you listening to Stern? No, I'm not. I wasn't. I love Stern, but I wasn't an everyday listener. I said, no, I'm not listening right now. You got to turn it on. I'm like, okay. So me and my buddy I was working with that day, we turn it on. These guys who called me, they picked it up first, and then a few minutes later, eventually we picked it up. This girl, she was on Stern's show that day. She was on. Turned out she had left her husband. But they didn't do anything legally. She just left them. But paperwork, like they were still legally married.
Yeah.
This guy died in 9/11. He was working one of the Twin Towers. He left her, and she had no idea. Or so she said on Stern that day. He left. He had a $2 million policy, life insurance policy. So she left this guy. He never did anything with his legally.
Oh, he never changed the beneficiary. Anything. Oh my God.
So he dies. She gets $2 million. She claims she had no idea this guy even did this, let alone not change the beneficiary. They never had kids. And again, she's beautiful. So she's now living the high life.
Oh, sure.
You know, between the looks and the money, she talked about it on Stern. She was at parties with with Donald Trump. She's partying out in the Hamptons. She's living the ultimate socialite life. Sure enough, within 5 years of that appearance on Stern, she blew all the money. And then, of course, was desperate to stay in that life. So she got involved with some coke dealer, got caught, ended up in jail. And that was the last I heard of her. This is probably going back to like 2008 or something.
She's in prison.
Last I heard. But again, that's like 15 years ago.
Wow.
No idea what became of her after that. But it's amazing to me.
It's a sad commentary on a lot of people like that. They got all this money and like that. She had the looks. She had everything going.
This girl was. We used to ask her, "Why are you just tending bar in this little hole in the wall?"
Obviously, she was a shallow person. She wasn't a good person.
No. I mean, I didn't know her other than just being at this bar. I had no idea what her life was like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, not to pass judgment, but yeah, you're working this. I mean, and it was a dive corner old man bar. It wasn't like some ritzy place, So obviously she just, would show her tits once in a while just so a guy would throw an extra 10 down.
Right, exactly.
Which doesn't say a lot for you. As the person throwing the 10 or as the girl with the boobs.
Yeah.
How crazy that courts would ever support that grand theft robbery and / alimony. Why? How can't they? If this story was true, I mean, this is a story she told on Stern.
She had a document saying I was the beneficiary.
Right.
Black and white. Yeah.
Surely she blew it and deserved her stupidity. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And now she's living with Mike, says John.
She is Tony. I gotta go. I'll see you later.
I wouldn't leave the house either.
Fucking John.
That's pretty funny. Stupidity, yeah. So yeah, it's amazing to me that what people will lower themselves to for money. Now, having said that, yeah, I would love some more money, but
yeah, me too, sure.
But at the same time, you get $50 million, and you know
$50 million. I mean, you could live off the interest for generations, Tony.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You could put half of that in the bank, live off the interest for generations, and still have $25 million to play with. But I'd rather go to the plastic surgeon and get a penile implant. Did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Jerry Lahane says, "Good one, John."
That was a good.
That was funny.
That was good.
Yeah. So,
my man John.
Big Bad John.
My man, pots and pans.
Oh, you know what I got to do? I'm totally switching gears. I need to brag a little bit this morning, Mike Kaplan.
Oh.
I need to brag a little bit. My son, Zachary, in just a few weeks, he will be graduating from college. Five Towns College. He's a film major. He's not even graduated yet, but he's been working on, there's a streaming platform. There's Hulu and Amazon, Netflix. There's one called Pure Flix, I think it's called.
Pure Flix? I've heard of Pure Flix.
They just stream faith-based content, which my son is not that way, but he went where the work is.
Yeah,
so sure. He's been working on their #1 rated TV show.
Really?
And the woman that is behind that TV show has been making a movie, which was just in the Hollywood Reporter. They just did an article on it. And she's made a movie that they're currently working on. So he's been spending a lot of his time working on this movie. They've been filming it out in Mastic, actually, and other parts of the island too. But so he's been doing that. He's already tapped with her to do another movie over the summer. So things are going very well for him. So we're excited. And he's been working on his senior project at school, where he made a short film.
Yeah.
And he also has entered this film in a festival that his college is having. Not this coming weekend, the weekend after is the festival. It's a short film festival. So his film has been accepted. Not only has it been accepted, but so May 13th is the festival. May 14th is they're having an awards gala. This movie has been nominated for Best Sound, Best Experimental Film, Best Cinematography, Best Overall, and Best Directing, which my son directed it.
He did all of the above?
He's not nominated for the cinematography. In fact, that's his girlfriend, Leslie.
Okay.
She was nominated for, but still his film. He wrote and directed this. So, and the sound he didn't do. He had another guy do the sound, if I'm not mistaken. Best experimental film, I'm not really sure what that even means.
Yeah.
But I'll take it.
Absolutely.
It's still his film that has received 5 nominations. So we're very excited for him.
Is it a short film?
It's a 12-minute film.
12 minutes.
And I am going to show you guys the trailer right now.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. I have the trailer right here. The movie is called Sisyphean. Like Sisyphus?
Right.
Sisyphean. If you want to hear the sound, put on your headphones, and I'll play the sound along with it. Here we go. Here's the trailer for you. Can you hear it? There it is. Oops. Okay, there we go. So there you go.
Wow.
That is the trailer for Sisyphean. Thank you. That's the trailer right there.
Now, can I ask, what genre? Is it a thriller? Because it has the feel of it.
I would say it's a thriller.
Like an edge-of-your-seat short film.
Yeah. It's it's a little bit more involved than that. I actually just saw it last night.
Okay.
I saw it for the first time. It's a little deeper than that. It's basically about a guy who's questioning his decisions and where he's going in life. And so this is almost like an abstract way of him dealing with his inner demons, so to speak. Taz says, man, that was cool. Thanks, Taz.
That was really cool.
She says, congratulations. Brendan and John say congratulations. Thank you. That's basically what the movie's about.
Does Sisyphean have a meaning, Tony?
Sisyphus was the god.
I know he was a Greek god. I don't know.
There was. This is very basic, but there was a guy who the story goes, there's a guy who died, and then the Sisyphus, the god, punishes this guy by basically he has to roll this heavy stone up a hill only for it to roll back down when he's done, and that's his whole eternity is that loop over and over.
Wow.
That's basically all I know. So,
Wow.
and this is kind of based on that,
Right.
which is and how he's going to get out of a life, not eternity, but a life of living in a loop like that. So, it's.
Kudos to Zachary for really having quite an imagination.
Yeah,
that is terrific.
Yeah, I think he wants to make it a little bit longer, just for shits and giggles. But for this festival, it couldn't be more than 12 minutes.
But there's nothing more beautiful in this world. As artists, I consider us artists, and your son, to tell your story.
Right.
Or tell a story from within you. Isn't that the greatest?
Absolutely.
I'm very proud of him.
Yeah, I'm very very excited for him.
Yeah.
It was a lot of. I mean, this is a 12-minute film, and the amount of work that goes into it.
Oh, I can only imagine.
And I mean, and I've talked about it before when I've been an extra on various TV shows and movies. I'm always amazed that money is made because there are so many people walking around. There's so many different things going on. There's so much food. There's so much this, so much that.
Yeah.
I don't know who even keeps track of all this stuff, first off. But then how do they take it all and categorize it so they can figure out how much money was spent, how much money is left over so they can pay people. And Sallie's oldest, Sam, he has a part in this film. He has no experience. He is not in that life at all. He's going to school for finance. He knows nothing about it.
Yeah.
And he said that when he came home that night after his first day on the set. He was like, I can't believe all the work. In fact, his part...
It's a lot of work.
In this 12-minute film, you only see him for maybe 2 minutes, if that. So he said that when it was over last night when we watched it. He goes, all the work that went into this. He goes, and I'm barely in this. And he didn't mean it in a bad way. He was just shocked.
Yeah.
And really, and even that too, it's amazing that movies even get made because sometimes they spend one day on a 30-second scene.
Absolutely.
It's insane. I mean, you know it from the streets.
Every time I'm on, you gotta throw that in there. At least one little dig. Oh yeah, how you doing, Mike? You were on the streets today?
Streets. Andy, Sisyphus was a Greek who lived in Tartarus, Greek mythology hell. Oh. He was being punished for trying to cheat death. Oh.
Wow. Who wrote that in, Tony?
That's Andy Plajanos. He's Greek.
Very nice.
I should have thought to have
Thank
just
you,
asked him
Andy.
what that means. So Sisyphus was a Greek who lived in Tartarus. That's a Greek mythology hell. He was being punished for trying to cheat death. And he says, can't wait to see the film. Thanks, pal.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. If this is going to be seen at Five Towns, where are we going to be able to see it after that? After the award ceremony?
That's a good question.
All that stuff.
I'll have to ask him. I don't know what his plans are. Maybe he's going to enter it in other
Or does he have
festivals.
a YouTube channel, your son? Yeah.
He does. It's called Slacker Films.
Slacker Films.
I don't know why he calls it that.
Okay.
But it's called Slacker Films. I don't know what his plans are.
Okay.
He's really. It took a lot of work to get this done.
Oh,
so now that he is done, he's totally engrossed in this television show and the movies he's been working on with this lady. So he hasn't been doing his own stuff since, but because I think he's very excited that he's got this gig working for this lady, and she's utilizing him a lot. So I that's all he's got.
Tony, that's great news.
Yeah,
That's
it is good.
Really great news.
It was stressful at times. There were days of missing classes because he was doing something on this film, or running out of looking for money to get certain things done on the film. So it was stressful at times, but he did live.
He did,
and the film
he came out of it.
Yes, and the film looks great. So I'm very proud of him. And he was thrilled. He had a little inside info that he was going to be nominated, that the film was going to be nominated, but he didn't know it was going to be 5 nominations.
Wow.
So he's really excited, and
That's
of course we are
really
too, so.
exciting.
And we just found this out last night. It was probably 11 o'clock last night that he found this out. So yeah, so congratulations to Zachary.
You know, even bigger. It's just wonderful to see a young person just going after what they really want to do.
That is something that I tell him all the time.
Absolutely.
Don't screw it up.
Right.
No disrespect to his girlfriend, but don't marry young. Don't get pregnant. You know,
right.
This is the time that you can
keep your,
because it's not an easy life to get into.
No, it's not.
And once you're even in, it's then you got to try and stay in. Like if you're working on a TV show and it gets canceled, you're not set for life.
No.
You now have to find the next TV show.
Yes.
You know, and it's not conventional
life.
hours.
No.
So there's a lot of hustle involved, especially in the beginning, because you want to get yourself in so well that if something ends, whether it's a TV series or if you're doing a movie, you want to make sure the next thing is lined up.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of networking involved. There's a lot of getting your name out there, and you don't want to overdo it so people just get annoyed when they hear your name. So it's a game. So you gotta dedicate everything you have to it for the first few years. You really do. So, and you don't want to get stuck. God forbid, you decide to get married or you get pregnant or something, which is fine if that's what you choose.
If that's what you decide, yes.
But later in life, you might regret it.
Yeah.
I had.
Well, he has the greatest chance now, Tony.
Yeah, I hope so.
He's a young man, yeah.
Jerry Lahane runs in the family entertainment. Yep, cool. Tell him on slow times a backup gig is doing comedy live shows or bands. Yeah, he's not a live guy. Like he's not into comedy like I am. He doesn't like doing live theater. He's all film.
All film.
All film. Brennan Burt. Many of the best sets I've been on are student and or short films. They have all the passion to tell great stories about without the network deadlines. Yeah. Absolutely right. His big dream is to write. He wants to write for Marvel.
Oh,
I've told him that. I said, man, that's great. I said, if you can get that gig, I said, but talk about
goal.
Studios and editing. Like they'll shoot down so many things, and they'll want to see certain things whether you like it or not. They really can kill, people's visions. So
what's his forte? Is he an illustrator as well as a writer?
No, not at all.
So he's a writer.
He's a writer. He started going into college for the writing and directing aspect. He has gotten more into the acting.
He has
in college, yeah.
Wow.
And that's not him in the film, by the way. That's not him.
He's not in the film at all, Tony?
No, he's not in it at all.
Okay.
His car is.
His car is.
His 1999 Crown Vic.
That's a big car.
That's a big car. Yeah, it's a cop car. Well, he needs it because he keeps smashing it up. 3 accidents in just a little over 3 years of driving.
Well, I kind of stick up for him because he's really hell-bent on, achieving his goal.
Right. And if he achieves it, then he can have a limo driver so he doesn't have to drive.
Then he doesn't have to drive.
Right. Marvel's so huge. Well, yeah, right, exactly. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a goal.
So he's gotten more into acting as he's gone through college, which is a good thing because he is a good-looking kid. I've had so many people come up to me and say, "Oh my God, that's your son? He is gorgeous." Which is a good thing. He takes after his mom. So so that's a good thing. So so I felt the need to brag a little bit and congratulate.
Did he take any acting classes while in Five Towns?
Actually, believe it or not, he took some acting classes while in Five Towns, but not at Five Towns.
Wow. Good for him.
In fact, Lorianne Davis, she's been on the show. She was on the show years ago. She has an acting school in Bethpage. That's our theme today. We're talking about Bethpage a lot. But comedian Chris Roach has worked there and has taken classes there. Joey Cole has taken classes with Lorianne Davis. The actor in the movie is her son. So Zach is taking classes with her, and she's fantastic. And I do have to mention, too, our friend George Gallo, comedian George Gallo. You'll see him at the clubs, and he used to do a show in here. Congratulations to him as well. George's son goes to Five Towns with Zach. Him and the two of them have become close friends by coincidence. and he did a film too called The Day of a Clown. Mike and Zach showed me this film too. This was unbelievable, fantastic.
A short film?
Another short film. Comedian George Gallo. It's his son Mike Gallo. This, if I wasn't rooting for my son, I'd be telling everybody go see this movie. It is fantastic. It really is. It is really. This is a talented kid. The Day of a Clown, I believe it was called.
The Day of a Clown.
The Day of a Clown, or The Day of the Clown. I think it was The Day of a Clown. I think, and it's fantastic. You know, if you want this thing is open to the public. If you're in the area, you want to go check out some independent student films. It's a festival at Five Towns College, May 13th. Brendan Burt, I'd say don't get an agent, get the right agent. Brendan,
yeah,
that's actually interesting because a lot of people have been telling my son, don't get an agent right away. Because I keep saying, get into the union, get into SAG, you get good work. He's telling me that people are telling him stay away from that for a while because with SAG, it's not steady at first.
No, it's not.
So they're telling him, get the experience, get your name out, and then join. And Marvel would be lucky to have anybody from this generation. Nice.
That is nice.
Yeah. So there you go. How about your son? How is he? Good?
He's doing well. He just started a new job. He's got 3 kids.
Grandkids keeping you busy?
They keep it's unbelievable. Yeah.
That's
so
nice.
talk about being in traction after I visit them. Having 3 little ones. 5, 3, and a 14-month-old.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He's starting to look. His hairline is becoming mine.
Your son?
Yes.
Oh, not the 14-month. Well, the 14-month-old was born that way.
Yeah, he was born that way.
Oh, yes? Your son's hairline is...
Having 3 kids will do that to you.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle 2.
Back to back to back. I know. I couldn't handle 1. I still can't. My God.
And he went to Five Towns, too, for a while.
He just graduated in January.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Very nice.
In business in a minor, and his minor was sound.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Is he I know the job he got has nothing to do with any of that.
Nothing to do with it.
Is he doing any of what he did at Five Towns on the side or anything? Or?
No.
No. Okay,
no.
that's fine.
He's
got a college degree. That's cool enough.
A college degree.
Good for him.
Yeah, and he started working for Northwell, which everybody knows is a big company.
Yeah, sure.
And no, I'm very proud of him. Yeah.
And both of us went kind of, both of them had, some ADHD type issues growing up. So it's nice to see them both kind of flourishing.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Success stories.
All right, it's time. You got anything else you want to say or do before we sign out?
No, I'd like to talk about Long Island Woman. Maybe the next time.
Well, should we do it with Sallie here?
That would be great.
From the woman's point of view?
Yes, because I'm sure I'll take a shellacking from her.
Well, she doesn't consider herself a typical Long Island woman.
She's not originally from Long Island?
She is.
She is.
That's why I always tease her. She's from Hicksville. She grew up in Hicksville. I knew her when we were young, when we were teenagers.
That's right.
I knew her.
Yes.
She moved. She went to Nassau Community College. So about a year or 2 after graduating high school is when she left. She went up to Albany, and then she never came back. She's lived all over. She's been in like 3 or 4 places upstate.
Yeah.
She's been in 3 or 4 places in California. She lived in Colorado. She's been in 3 or 4 places up in Massachusetts. And I'm sure I'm probably leaving places out.
So, but that's the point. So she's had a taste of different cultures within the United States.
Oh, true. So she might back you up.
She might back me up. I might have an ally.
I think you will, because I don't consider her a typical Long Island woman. I don't think she even considers herself a Long Island. I mean, she was gone for 30 years. And then, she's only been back. She just came back.
She was
8 years ago, 2014. She came back.
For 30 years, she was not on Long Island.
It was close. I think it's like 28 to be exact. Something like that.
She'll back me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll back you.
Back at me.
She might.
I know.
First time we ever went out together, she had a bunch of knives in her pocketbook, or her purse, as she called it, just in case.
Her purse.
Yes.
I don't blame her, by the way.
Neither do I. That's how I really lost a leg. Great show, guys, says Brendan Burt. Thank you, pal. Good to see you again.
It was great to see you.
Always fun when you're here. All right, so we're getting out of here. Tomorrow is Tuesday Trivia on the Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Sallie will be here tomorrow. Tonight, of course, Steve Squared is on at 6:30. The Wort with Mike, Pete, and Steve. That's at 8 o'clock. Both shows are happening tonight. Hope you enjoyed Coffee with the Dog tomorrow. That's on every morning now at 8:30 here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Even though we're not here on Wednesdays, you can still see Coffee with the Dog. It's every weekday morning, Monday through Friday, from 8:30 to 10:45. And then he actually stays on for a few minutes after he signs off Govs at 10:45. So you can stick with Matt. And now this guy, he has a podcast 5 days a week for 2.5 hours. Then, like, is it Friday nights or it's like 1 and 2 nights a week he does another podcast at night. Now he wants to do another podcast from midnight to 1 a.m., Monday through Thursday. And then on weekends, the guy's in a band. He plays guitar. It's like, what the hell's the matter? He must take a lot of coke. I don't know what this guy's deal is. It's amazing. Taz says, have a good one, guys. You too, Taz. John says, great show.
Taz.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Steve Square tonight at 6:30. The Wort at 8 o'clock. Sallie and I are back here for Tuesday Trivia tomorrow morning. And then, of course, tomorrow night, Hershey and the Keegs at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Lots of great stuff here. We got other shows that we're working on as well that will be coming your way, I think, this month. So we'll keep you posted. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we will see you guys tomorrow. See ya.